one and the same.
One thing I read this week that I found very interesting was it seems like everyone these days is asking artificial intelligence different questions about what's going on and this and that. Well, I read this and I found this to be interesting.
Doesn't the Bible say something about consulting demons?
Yeah, I don't ask these things many questions at all because typically they've got problems, don't they? But Calvin Smith, an executive director of Answers in Genesis in Canada, in this video series called A Talk with Grok, discovered something astonishing. When you peer behind the bias and press the programming to logically examine the evidence, you get a very different answer. By setting parameters to strip away ideologically driven answers, Smith asked Grok to apply only strict logic, mathematical probability, and observational science in its answer. And Grok not only admitted that the theory of evolution is effectively impossible, the AI assistant also concluded that intentional creation of life by God is the most probable, adding that those who reject intelligent design are denying overwhelming evidence. So can you imagine, here's AI, when you tell it to strip away
The BS.
the BS, it admits that evolution is impossible.
Right? Well, at least it's honest, huh?
In that one.
Quite amazing, isn't it? I found that quite stunning right there.
You have to tell it to be honest before
Yeah,
it is, though.
exactly. You got to wonder, all the people that program these things, what their real intent is. But I think we all kind of have an idea of that as well. One thing I will say to you, and this is something that we're going to see here very shortly, and it sounds crazy again, but on our southern border down in Mexico, we've got a lot of troops going down in that area. There are now warships on both sides of Mexico. We're sending Reaper drones, PA Poseidon planes. They're monitoring the cartel activity down there. And there's a lot of people talking about that it's not going to be very long before we're starting to make some major strikes on the cartels down in Mexico. So the scary part about that right there, and I'm not afraid of anything because I have Jesus, is that these cartels are quite famous for harming civilians. And what they're going to do is when some of their people get hurt, they're going to attack. And believe it or not, these people have come across the border in the millions in our country. And so when we see these things again, just like what we talked about earlier, just it pays to pay attention to your surroundings, to know where you are and not get caught up in some kind of nonsense that's going on. Because I have a feeling things could get kind of violent kind of quickly here in our country. And it used to never be like that here, but I promise you there are places now here in Oklahoma City that if you're not speaking Spanish, you're probably going to have some problems, right? And that's here in this city. I can only imagine the bigger cities and those, of course, closer to the border. Just pay attention to where you are, especially in today's environment here. It's quite amazing.